That's a bigger one. Look at this
Harold.
big one. Huh?
Big.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, it's a big guy.
He jumped like right into the chair in front of the camera. It's like he knew.
Welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast Lockdown series. Every Monday we'll be connecting with Italian wine people. Join us to find out what they're doing and drinking today. This podcast is brought to you by Colangelo and Partners, the leading fine wine and spirits agency in the US. Visit Colangelo and Partners on www.colangelopr.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Juliana Colangelo. I am the West Coast Director at Colangelo Partners. I'm out here in Berkeley, California, in this beautiful backyard, enjoying some work from home outside today. And our guest today is the founder of Vivino, the wine app, Heini Zachariassen. Heini, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so glad you could be with us.
Thank you very much for having me. Glad to see you.
Yeah. So where are you?
So I'm just north of you. I am just north of San Francisco. So just go over Golden Gate. It's a place called Mill Valley. Very nice. We live up on a hill, nice view, so it's super nice.
Yeah, work from home in California. I mean, I feel really lucky to be here in quarantine. We have so many great hiking and outdoors to get access to. It's pretty lucky, I'd say.
Yeah, it's obviously depending on where you live. If you're in a one bedroom in San Francisco, maybe not so interesting, but we live pretty close to nature and the sun is always out. It's pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah. So how are things going for you? I mean, what's going on at Vivino right now? What's it like?
Let's start with a lot. Obviously there's a lot of people struggling during this pandemic, and it's tough for a lot of businesses, but we are somewhat one of the lucky ones, which means that there's been radically increased demand for wine, for your home during this time, obviously. So we've seen a massive increase in sales over this period. So it's been from a business point of view, like there are a lot of things that are difficult, but from a business point of view, it's been very, very interesting.
Yeah. And what happened in Italy with Vivino? Because I know that's a huge market for Vivino, and obviously was one of the first markets that was impacted by the situation. So what was the situation like for Vivino with your Italian producers and suppliers, and also the Vivino users in Italy?
Yeah, it was Italy was hit really hard, really quickly. So we were super concerned what's going to happen here. And what is our role? Is it, hey, should we stop marketing? Should we stop shipping? What do we actually do here? And we quickly realized, no, the right thing to do here is to keep going, to support the industry, to help people get the wines they want. So we're actually based in northern Italy that was hit hard. And the team worked incredibly hard. We shipped all the way through this. It wasn't always easy. There were delays and all those things. But people did get their wine, and so it's been a very interesting period for us, for sure.
Yeah. Are you seeing in Italy more people, did you see an increase in sales in Italy also? I know you said an increase in sales globally, but how about, specifically in Italy, what was the usage like?
Oh yeah, it increased radically in Italy too. I'd say we doubled overnight when this hit.
Wow.
The Italians need their wine, it's simple as that, right? Habits are actually changing, right? People are seeing how easy and convenient it actually is. You usually say necessity is the mother of invention, which is true, right? But necessity is is also the mother of adoption. So we feel like we've had these tools for a long time and they've been amazing. But apparently it took a virus to really push people to say, you should really use these tools.
Right. So sounds like you've been pretty busy. I know a lot of people in quarantine, some people are making bread and fermenting things.
I'm eating bread.
You're eating, me too. And I feel like, here at Colangelo too, we've been very busy trying to help our clients in a lot of different ways. So what have you been able to do in your free time? And hopefully you have had some breaks from work here and there.
Yeah. Honestly, the coolest thing about all of this is that the family is together, right? So I have spent a lot of time with the family here, and again, we live really nice here. So we do get out. I go for a run and a walk, And then I have this special thing that I do, which people think is super weird. It probably is too. But like in the afternoon, because I usually start early, because I work a lot of Europe, so I start early. So when in the afternoon starts, I drive down to Sausalito, and there's this small boat harbor. I just sit there in my car and look out and just work from there, which is weird. You're sitting in your car, but it's nice, and you see the boats, you see a little bit of people. So you're still distancing, but it's just a different environment.
Right, I like that though. It's good to just get, a change of pace. Like I'm here today, this is actually my aunt's house. I wish this was my own backyard.
Looks amazing.
So what have you been drinking recently? I mean, I will say I'm drinking more wine in quarantine, I think, more than usual at least. And it's been a cool opportunity to just dig through some bottles I've been like saving, and what am I saving them for anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly. You might as well drink them if you want to celebrate. I've been drinking all kinds of stuff, but also, both Italian and everything else. But also, like on Fridays, we have like a happy hour. Since the family is here, we also have boyfriends and girlfriends coming by sometimes. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll have drinks and stuff too. So both a lot of wine and a lot of alcohol. And today I found this one because I was looking at, I knew I had some Amarone somewhere, which I ordered on Vivino not too long ago. Or the bad news is that it's not there anymore. The good news is because we really liked that Amarone, it disappeared.
So you mentioned your daughter just graduated, and this has been kind of a different graduation for many. So how did you celebrate?
Yes, super weird all around. I think she's 22 now. She just graduated from college here in the University of San Francisco. So she's had a lot of disappointment. She had events and graduation, but at some point she said, "Okay, it is what it is. Let's just get this done." So this week there was first a graduation on Zoom. People are fundamentally disappointed by not having a big party, but then we had this like, oh wow, this feels pretty real. So that was good. And then on Friday we went into USF and just opened a few bottles of champagne and took some pictures, just us. And then in the evening we had a very small private party where we obviously ate and drank really well here at home.
Nice. Did you drink anything particularly fun or exciting?
So yes, I love champagne. I'm not gonna but for this particular, we had opened a 2006 Dom Perignon, which is pretty nice. Yeah.
What did your daughter think? Has she grown like an appreciation for wine yet? Has she learned?
Well, at least I would say yes, because I started out buying these really cheap, probably Italian too, sugary Moscatos. And they are a little bit too much for grown-ups. And so we've now matured from that stage to actual wine, which so she likes maybe a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand or something like that. So she's definitely maturing already, which is good.
Yeah, very cool. What have you been cooking at home since we can't be doing pastas in Italy?
You're definitely putting me on the spot right there. Not that much. I will say one thing. I haven't done it like just now, but I've done another thing which is pretty much Italian inspired. I will make my own limoncello, which I think is kind of fun. Yes. So that I do myself once in a while.
Awesome.
And it's good.
What's your recipe?
It doesn't get more simple actually. It's basically 3 ingredients, right? Or 4 if you include water. So we find some local lemons here. They could be right outside actually. And I've tried with these local Meyer lemons, which are really nice. And basically it's that and sugar. And then you can actually buy really strong alcohol here. So I manage it comes from Arizona or somewhere where I think it's legal. It's called Everclear, which is like 90%. And obviously you don't water it down, but I think it gives a little bit of better taste to the limoncello. It sort of sucks up all those things. So when it comes out, it's really, really good.
Yeah, there's some lemons in the backyard.
Oh yeah. Those, yeah, you can make amazing. You can make fantastic limoncello out of that one.
Yeah, it's a little unripe, but I picked it a little too early, but time soon. So what do you think for the future of Vivino now that people are starting to adapt, buying wine online, and we're seeing this incredible increase of people engaging with wine online.
The wine industry, the big players in this industry have said, online is there somewhere, it's like whatever, 10%. But we're reaching a tipping point on that. We're saying, okay, this is real now. We have to be serious about online. So all of those guys, are going to have a much better strategy, and we're going to use that. There's going to be more supply, more availability for the people buying online.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think it's going to be a big shift, and we're going to see it globally. Are there particular countries where you're seeing people buy more wine online, or where were some of the early adopters?
Yeah, so obviously some of these countries have been hit hard by the coronavirus, but in the south, Italy and Spain have been slow to adopt this. So although we've had a lot of users in Italy and Spain, buying has been slower than in the north. And now there is a real push, and they're really catching up. So whereas in Denmark and Sweden up north, we've also seen growth, not as aggressive as in the south. So some of the countries that were sort of behind on the digital are now really pushing forward.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you're seeing now some of these countries almost catch up to
Yes.
some other countries and users. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we're all working a lot and working at home a lot, and you sound like you have some really long work days. What helps you focus when you're working at home?
I think for me, I like just to break it up and just go out and do something else. I think that's very, very important. And then I just move around, and people complain I don't always have the camera on. It's because I'm sitting on the couch over there or down there or somewhere else, because I like to move around, and otherwise I'll just be like stuck somewhere. So I need to move.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. It's like, otherwise sometimes I find myself, if I sit for too long, it's not good.
No, it's just not good.
Then I get out. Yeah. How about in your house? I mean, I live in a somewhat small apartment, so the working situation between my boyfriend and my roommate, we're kind of crossing our lines a little bit sometimes with conference calls. How is it for you working at home with your family all being there, and how's that set up?
It's actually, it's like not amazing, but it's fine. I like most of the things I talk about, even if I sit in the living room and they're in the kitchen, I can still do that. So it is okay, but it's like not amazing. But I can also go into our bedroom where we have a decent setup, so I can move around. But some of these Californian houses are, should I say, not well built. I mean, the walls are thin, so whatever I say will be heard in the entire house.
Yeah, you watch what you say.
Exactly.
So your daughter just graduated. Does she have an interest in wine? What are her interests?
Well, she's moving straight into your business. She majored in communications, and actually she graduated Friday and started a full-time job this Monday at an agency.
Oh, that's great. That's exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
That's exciting for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. I can imagine graduating right now. It could be a little scary going out into this world and
Yeah,
the
exactly.
climate we're faced with. So that's awesome for her. I mean, yeah, communications right now is still key. So we're lucky
For sure.
to
Maybe more than ever.
doing what we do and doing it. Yeah, maybe more than ever. Yeah, in some ways for sure. Yeah. So besides working and drinking wine, are you doing anything else at the moment? Are you reading anything good? Or?
Yeah, I do. So I don't get to do long walks sort of on weekdays, but in the weekends, and again, I'm also a little bit weird. People go on hikes up the mountains. Like we have these beautiful hikes here, and I've only heard about them. I go down to the small downtown here and walk around here for a couple of hours.
Nice.
And usually what I do, I have a headset on and listen to podcasts or audiobooks, which I also do when I exercise. So I love that. If there's one podcast I've been listening to lately, which was really fun for me, there's a podcast called Business Wars, and it's about all these conflicts, all kinds of businesses. I don't think there's a lot of wine, but there's like Sony and Nintendo, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. All of them go pretty deep, like in 5 episodes, and it's really, really well made. And I've been, educated and entertained by that for sure.
And they talk about the creation of their business and
Yes.
just the background and all that.
Yeah, exactly. But like in a very good storytelling way. So it's not a Wikipedia post. They try and set it up as real conversations and so on. So it becomes really entertaining and as factual as possible.
Yeah. So you created Vivino to make wine, less intimidating and more accessible for everyday people. What are some tips you would give to somebody today when they don't have the opportunity to maybe go out to restaurants or go to wineries, how would you recommend today that they learn about wine or discover their new wines? What are some things that you discovered early on when you were creating Vivino?
Yeah, I think, and that has changed a little bit. You know, when we started, it was a lot about being in a supermarket or somewhere and scanning a bottle of wine and seeing if it's good or bad. The things we've built since then that I'm very, very pleased with are these new search functions in the app and on the web. So if you want to learn about new wine, you can really dig down, just like when you order a plane ticket. Like you can say, I want a Cabernet, I want it to be from California, but these new features in the app, you can even sort of scroll on the taste. How bold do you want it to be? Because we have so much data now, so the people that want to nerd around with that, I think those are amazing tools to find your next wine. So you know, obviously I'm going to recommend something for Vivino, but the data we have there is amazing. You can really learn a lot about wine.
That's awesome. Does it also show you like how to, you know, like food pairings or how to serve it or how to drink it?
Yes, somewhat. Food pairing is relatively basic for us, so there is some food pairing in there, but it's something we're actually looking into making a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah. People, I feel like, love hearing about food and wine pairings. And
Yes.
I keep things simple. I just drink kind of what I want to drink and eat what I'm eating. But so my philosophy is pretty basic. But what about you? Do you get pretty geeky about food pairings and wine?
No, I can't say I do. No, I would say, you know, I do like meat, and we do drink a lot of like powerful caps and so on. I think also that's why the Amarone disappeared really quickly, along with some steaks.
That's why it's all gone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now that we're getting into summer too, I mean, grilling outside and red wine, that sounds pretty perfect.
That's gotta be good.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, Heini, thank you so much for joining me today and
It was a pleasure.
talking a little bit about California and wine and Vivino. It was really cool to hear how it's going for you, and it's great to see also some of the growth you guys are seeing, and that's super exciting for the whole industry, I think. So, cheers to that.
Cheers. Thank you very much for having me on. It's been a pleasure, and nice to see your backyard, even though it's not yours.
Thank you. Cheers.
See you next Monday for another virtual wine journey Italian wine podcast lockdown series.